This is the Truth Network.
Welcome to all you joyriders out there. This is a fantastic show from the guys you know. I'm speaking of none other than the Band of Brothers. My name's Keith, producer for such fine Truth Network programming like The Masculine Journey and Masculine Journey After Hours. In this podcast, you can expect to laugh and smile with godly men who want nothing more than to honor and glorify God. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the joyride. Okay, let's see what we have here. So I'll start out by saying the usual. Hey Joyriders, welcome to the blah 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 blah. Say something along the lines of brand new week, means etc etc. Then what's next? Oh, I know. I can throw in an incredibly hilarious joke. Something so funny that whoever hears the joke will have to stop what they're doing to fully laugh at the joke. Oh, I can see it now. I can imagine people driving while aforementioned joke is being told, having to pull over to the side of the road to give the obvious side splitter the attention it deserves. Note to self, create a joke to live up to those unreasonable expectations. I should next inform our listeners about the topic for the Masculine Journey this week. How about the I am statements, part 2? Or perhaps the return of the I am statements. I'll keep workshopping it. Lastly, I'll mention the clip for this week. Throw in something like, the clip is chock full of dad jokes, and bad puns. Nah, scratch that. I'll just say it's full of that Masculine Journey brand of humor. Yeah. Okay, all right. I am ready to record. Hey Joyriders, welcome to the Masculine Journey Joyride. It's a brand new week.
So when you think about Jesus is essentially the I am the way in your own life. So is there a path like that you could relate to?
Well, we don't have time for me to go through my different careers.
That's true.
I figured you'd agree with
that would be a Pillars series.
But that would be the rest of the time till Jesus returns, I think. But I have taken many different paths, and in retrospect, lots of things I saw as failures were really necessary for the ultimate journey. And
so can you take us into one of those?
One of those, okay. This took place in Morganton.
Not Mordor, but Morganton.
Morganton.
Okay.
Three decades ago, and I was a Boy Scout executive, and I loved it. And they wanted me to move, and I was raising my kids there. And I said, well, okay, I'm not going to move. And I ended up playing around with computers for a while, but ultimately, something I'd never considered was offered to me by a wonderful and even better named pastor named Bob Shepherd. And Bob said, well, you ought to think about going to this new divinity school down at, I was going to say Mars Hill. Where's my brain? Gardner Webb. And I said, well, that's not really something I'd ever considered. So I'll just go take a course, see what happens. And a few years later, more than most people take, I had a Master's of Divinity as a Southern Baptist, which when I was 16, I swore I'd never step foot in another Southern Baptist church. So God had other plans, and he steered me well.
So was Gardner Webb Divinity School closer to Mordor, or was
it was for me, it was about a 45-minute drive. For normal people, maybe an hour from.
And what kind of divinity did you learn to make there?
You've heard of Andy Divine. I'm Jim Divine.
I understand. But nonetheless, it was an interesting turn, right? Because you had your heart set on the Boy Scouts, and God had something that opened up your heart.
And before that, my heart was set on chemistry and then geology.
But at the end of the day, just for me personally, because I've known you for a lot of years, had that not happened, I never would have met you.
That's true.
And that would have been there'd been a lot of steelhead trout that would have appreciated that. However it worked. But, it's really cool to listen to and think about, like, man, my good friend wouldn't be my good friend if it hadn't been for, Jesus being the way in so many different times and in a path that, that we really didn't, anticipate picking up, right?
Everybody that went to high school with me would, and some have, laughed when they heard I'd gotten into ministry. That was not an expectation for anybody, including me. But God is in control, and if you don't recognize it, you will.
So, since you mentioned that you're older than Gandalf, and
No, reverse. He's the older one.
By how much?
Not enough. He was a senior when Harold was a freshman. Yeah.
So from the guys of Masculine Journey, I'm Keith, and we'll see you down the road.
This is the Truth Network.